Thoth's message says that your attention is a quantum trigger. I won't explain the theory to you now. First, I'll prove to you that the mechanism is already working within you. Just for a moment, stop listening and start feeling. Feel the weight of your body in the chair. Feel the air touching your skin. Now, bring your full attention to the space between your eyebrows. Don't force it. Just observe. Do you notice a slight pulsation, a subtle pressure? There you go. You've just directed your awareness and collapsed energy into a single point. The entire universe operates on this same principle. You've already received the first delivery, proof that your attention shapes reality. Now that you've felt your power, I'll show you the 4 bizarre signs that prove the universe was already sending you invitations for this change, and how you ignored them. Later, I'll give you the key to unlocking your quantum identity, freeing you from the person you think you are. And only when your system is ready, at the end, will I reveal how Thoth's complete message activates permanent change. If you feel it's your time to change, comment "I'm ready to activate your commitment to this journey." Stay with me, because without the correct sequence, the effect dissipates in minutes. Let's begin. Now that you've felt your power, let's look at the signs. Have you ever seen an object move out of the corner of your eye? Or heard your name in an empty room? This isn't your mind playing tricks. These are the first cracks in the wall of your reality, tiny glitches in the matrix. They're proof that the world isn't as solid as it seems, and that your perception is beginning to see through the veil, catching glimpses of what lies beyond. Also, think about solutions that appear out of nowhere. You struggle with a problem and suddenly the complete answer appears in your mind. This isn't logical thinking. It's a download of information. Your mind, like an antenna, is beginning to tune into a higher frequency, capturing data from a source far beyond your brain. You're accessing a field of universal knowledge, a sign that your consciousness is expanding. Each of these strange events was a silent calibration. Each synchronicity, each vivid dream that felt more real than life, was a fine-tuning of your perceptual system. The universe was testing you, prodding you, checking to see if you were heeding the invitations to awaken. Each event was designed to break your mental rigidity and prepare you for a truth your old mind would reject. The intensification of these signals now is no coincidence. You have reached a point of spiritual maturity. Your journey through countless experiences has brought you to this threshold, ready for the next level. The increasing frequency of the signals is the system checking the stability of your connection. It's confirmation that you are ready to receive the full data package, an activation for which you have long been preparing. These flaws are portals, invitations to look beyond the illusion. Each time you witness one, you have a choice. Rationalize and forget, or accept it as proof that there is much more. Your decision to stay here is your answer. Now that you've accepted the invitation, it's time to understand where this knowledge comes from and why it feels so familiar, like an old memory about to surface. The reason your journey feels so ancient is because it is. And these downloads of information, these sharp insights that emerge from nowhere, don't come from your brain. Think of your brain not as a hard drive storing everything, but as a sophisticated biological antenna, a state-of-the-art receiver. The information itself, the wisdom you access in these moments of clarity, comes from a place that modern science is only beginning to explore, calling it the zero-point field or quantum vacuum. But ancient sages have known about this place for millennia. They called it the cosmic library, the Akashic Records, the mind of God, a living, infinite field of information where everything that has ever happened, is happening, and could ever happen exists as vibrational potential. You're not learning something completely new when you have a profound insight. You're remembering. Your antenna, your consciousness, has managed, for an instant, to tune into the correct frequency to access a file that was already there, waiting for you. That's why truth resonates so deeply. It doesn't sound like something new, but like a memory. This sense of familiarity you feel with certain spiritual truths is no accident. The deep resonance you experience with some ideas, while others seem hollow, is your consciousness recognizing a knowledge that already belongs to you. It's your soul saying, yes, I remember this. This is true. This content you're absorbing now isn't teaching you anything you don't already know at a higher level. It's simply acting as a frequency key, a sonic tuning fork. Imagine that within you lies a vast, locked library. Each book contains a portion of the universal wisdom your soul has accumulated. This moment, this transmission, is vibrating at the precise frequency needed to turn the key in the lock of one of these doors. We're not adding new books to your bookshelf. We're giving you access to your own collection. And the first door we're opening together, the first archive being accessed, reveals exactly why your perception of time seems so distorted and malleable lately. Have you ever wondered why some memories seem more vivid than yesterday? Or why you sometimes have the distinct feeling of having already lived a moment before? This happens because your consciousness is beginning to access files in this library that are not organized linearly. In the cosmic library, past, present, and future exist simultaneously. As you begin to connect with it, your rigid perception of time begins to dissolve, and you experience glimpses of the true, timeless nature of reality. This connection to universal wisdom explains why history's greatest geniuses, such as Nikola Tesla or Einstein, often describe their discoveries as flashes of insight or revelations, rather than as a logical process of deduction. They were masters at silencing the rational mind and tuning their antennae to the frequency of the cosmic library, downloading information that was far ahead of their time. You carry this same ability. Access is not restricted to a select few. It is a birthright of every awakened consciousness. So the next time a brilliant solution or profound spiritual insight pops into your mind out of nowhere, honor that moment. Recognize that you didn't just have a good idea. You've opened a channel to the source of all wisdom. You've accessed your own cosmic heritage. And this growing connection is the direct cause of the strange temporal anomalies you've been experiencing, proving that you're beginning to operate outside the rules of the three-dimensional game. Accessing this internal library explains why time is behaving so strangely for you. Think about the past few months. Hours that passed like minutes when you were doing something you loved, fully present, and minutes that dragged on for an eternity in moments of anxiety or boredom. And that feeling of knowing exactly what someone will say a second before they speak, or predicting the phone's ring. These aren't just tricks of the mind or coincidences. They are clear signs that your consciousness is freeing itself from the greatest illusion of all, the illusion of linear time. Time, as we know it, is a construct. It's a ruler our three-dimensional mind created to give meaning and order to a reality that, at its core, is chaotic and simultaneous. It's useful for scheduling appointments and baking a cake, but it's not fundamental reality. As your quantum field accelerates, as your vibration rises, you begin to perceive time as it truly is, a vast ocean of simultaneous nows. The past is not gone, and the future is not yet to come. Both exist as vibrational potentials in this single, eternal present moment. The anomalies you experience are glimpses of this higher truth. They are moments when your consciousness escapes the straight line of chronological time and touches the spherical reality of cosmic time. You are beginning to operate from the eternal now, the 0 point, the only place where true creative power exists. You cannot create in the past. It is already a memory. You cannot create in the future. it is still an imagination. You can only create now. And the more present you are, the more powerful you become as a creator. This is precisely why your thoughts, both good and bad, seem to be becoming reality with frightening speed. In the old low vibrational paradigm, there was a significant lag time between thought and manifestation. You'd think of something, and it could take years of effort for it to materialize. This delay was a kind of safety net, protecting us from the instant manifestation of our fears and negative thoughts. But that safety net is being removed. As the planet's frequency and your own increase, this time lag is collapsing. The distance between the inner world of your mind and the outer world of your reality is shrinking. You are approaching the speed of light, where intention and manifestation are almost the same thing. This means the power in your hands is immense, but so is the responsibility. Every thought is a seed planted in increasingly fertile soil, and the fruits, whether sweet or bitter, are growing faster than ever. This acceleration isn't a punishment, it's training. It's the universe forcing you to become master of your inner garden. You can no longer afford to harbor weeds like fear, doubt, and complaining, because they will grow and choke out your flowers. You are being called to consciously cultivate the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs you wish to see flourish in your life. Your mind is no longer a passive playground. It has become an active command center, a control panel for your reality. This realization is both liberating and a little frightening. Liberating because it reveals that you have the power to change your life from within. Frightening because it takes you out of the victim position and puts you in the driver's seat, with full responsibility for the road ahead. And all this acceleration, this growing capacity for manifestation, is pushing you toward an inevitable choice point, a moment when you will have to consciously decide what kind of reality you will create for yourself. This time, compression is placing incredible power in your hands. You've noticed, haven't you? You thought of a friend you hadn't seen in years, and hours later, their name appears on your screen. You needed very specific information for a project, and suddenly, a video on that exact topic appears in your feed. Or you felt a genuine desire for something, and, almost magically, circumstances aligned so that it reached you. This isn't luck. It's not coincidence. It's physical proof that the delay between your thought and manifestation is drastically decreasing. As your vibrational frequency increases, your consciousness approaches the state of pure creation, where intention and form are almost instantaneous. Imagine that before you were shouting your desires into a deep valley, and the echo took minutes to return. Now, you are in a small room, and the echo is immediate. The universe is responding to your vibrational emissions with unprecedented speed. Your mind has become a much more powerful transmitter, and the world around you is the receiver, faithfully reflecting the signal you send. This is exciting, but it's also dangerous. This is where many stumble, because the same universal law applies to your fears and worries. Anxiety about an unpaid bill is no longer just an internal feeling. It becomes a magnet that attracts more scarcity. The fear of losing someone isn't just a thought. It emits a frequency of attachment and neediness that can, ironically, push that person away. Anger over an unresolved situation doesn't stay contained within you. It radiates outward and magnetizes more conflict and frustration into your experience. This acceleration forces you into a state of hyper-awareness. You can no longer live on autopilot, allowing your mind to wander through pastures of negativity. Every thought matters. Every emotion counts. You are being called to an urgent need to become the master of your inner world, the guardian of the gate to your own mind. Because what you allow to grow within will flourish without, be it a garden of roses or a field of thorns. The choice, in each moment, is yours. You're no longer a passenger in life, waiting to see where the bus will take you. You're in the driver's seat of a high-performance car. And the road ahead isn't predefined. It's materializing in real time based on the direction you look. If you focus on the obstacle in the middle of the road, you'll drive straight toward it. If you focus on the clear path around the obstacle, that's where you'll go. Your focus, your attention, is the steering wheel that directs your reality. This new responsibility may seem overwhelming, but it's actually the greatest blessing. It means you'll never have to feel powerless again. It means the power to change any situation ultimately lies in your ability to shift your own frequency. You don't need to change the world. You need to change yourself, and the world will adjust. The universe isn't punishing you with quick manifestations. It's graduating you, handing you more powerful tools because it knows you're ready to use them. And all this acceleration, all this amplified power, is pushing you toward a tipping point. It's not something you can avoid or postpone. It's an energetic convergence happening right now, within your being. Pressure is building. A sense of urgency calling you to a fundamental decision. You're being led to an inevitable choice point, a crossroads that will define the entire course of your journey from here on out. This intensity you feel, this urgency tightening in your chest, is not anxiety in the ordinary sense. It's not a disorder to be medicated. It's your consciousness, at its highest level of wisdom, realizing that you've reached a fork in the road, a critical choice point in your evolutionary journey. Think of it like a train approaching a change of tracks. The decision of which path to take needs to be made before the train passes the detour point. And you're at that exact point right now. The pressure you feel is the energy of choice building up. One path, the one on the right, so to speak, leads to the solidification of this new frequency. It leads you to a complete quantum leap, a permanent shift in the foundation of your reality, where peace, clarity, and the power of creation become your default state. It is the path of surrender, trust, and liberation from the old self. Following it means embracing the unknown and allowing a much greater version of yourself to take over. It is the path of conscious awakening, a choice to live from the soul, not the ego. The other path, the one on the left, is one of hesitation. It's a return to old patterns, to the uncomfortable familiarity of dormant consciousness. It's choosing the familiar, even if the familiar is pain, limitation, and frustration. If you choose this path, the train will return to the same circular track as before. The window of opportunity doesn't close forever, but the momentum you've built up to this point will dissipate. It would take much more time and effort to generate that same energy, to reach that same fork in the road again. The universe doesn't judge you for your choices. There is no right or wrong in a cosmic sense. But it operates based on cycles, rhythms, and windows of opportunity, just like the seasons. There is a time to plant and a time to harvest. And right now, you find yourself in an energetic springtime, a window of opportunity perfectly aligned for transformation. The conditions are perfect. Your preparation, over many lifetimes, is complete. Cosmic energy is supporting this shift. The choice to walk through this door won't be made with a grand external action. You don't have to move to a monastery or abandon your life. The choice is subtle, internal, and immensely powerful. It's a decision you make in the silence of your own heart. It's the choice to stop fighting, to stop resisting, to stop trying to control everything and everyone. It's the decision to trust the flow of life and allow it to carry you to a new destination, one your small mind can't even imagine. Many reach this point and retreat. The fear of the unknown is so strong that they prefer the prison of family to uncertain freedom. They cling to their pain, their stories, their victim identity, because at least that's who they know they are. Freedom requires courage. Freedom requires letting go of the bars of your own cage. And that cage is built by one thing. The only thing still holding you back from completing the quantum leap and being truly free. And what is that something? It's not your job. It's not your relationship. It's not a lack of money. It's something much more fundamental. Something you carry with you every second of every day. It's the last chain that binds you to the old world. The last barrier separating you from your true nature. It's a choice that involves letting go of the one thing you most believe yourself to be. Yourself. So what's stopping you? What is this final chain? It's not your past. Your traumas and pains have no power over you unless you continue to bring them to life in the present. They're not your current circumstances. Your job, your bank balance, your marital status are just temporary scenarios, not the essence of who you are. The only thing truly stopping you is your identity, the story you tell yourself, over and over, about who you are. It's a character you've created and come to believe is real. Think about the labels you use. I'm an anxious person. I'm unlucky in love. I'm just the way I am. I can't change. I'm shy. I'm impatient. Each of these phrases is a brick in the wall of your prison. They are spells you cast on yourself every day, reinforcing the limitations of the character you've chosen to play. The quantum leap, true liberation, doesn't happen for this person. They can't be fixed or improved to achieve awakening. They need to be abandoned. Awakening isn't the character becoming enlightened. That's impossible. It's like expecting a movie character to step off the screen and sit next to you in the living room. Awakening is awareness, which is you. Realizing that the character was just a temporary construct of thoughts, beliefs, and memories. It's the actor realizing he's not King Lear. He's just the actor playing him. And when the play is over, he can take off the costume and go home. Free. His life has been this play, and now it's time to take off the costume. True freedom, the power you seek, lies in the mystery of not knowing who you are. It lies in letting go of the need to define yourself. The ego, the character, hates a vacuum. It needs an identity to survive. But your soul, your true nature, thrives in the infinite space of being. This is why the great master spoke of dying before dying. They referred to the death of the false self, the ego, so that the true being could live freely through the human form, without the limitations of a fabricated identity. And how do you do this? How do you release a character you've played for so long? It's not through struggle or analysis. It's through a simple declaration of sovereignty, a master key capable of dissolving the bars of this self-imposed prison. It's an act of renunciation, not of the world, but of your false identity in the world. It's a permission you give yourself so that pure consciousness, which is your true nature, can finally take control and guide your life from a place of wisdom and peace. This declaration is your passage out of the mental matrix. It's the command that shuts down the ego's program and initiates the soul's operating system. By uttering it with intention and sincerity, you withdraw your energy from illusion and anchor it in truth. You stop feeding the ghost in the machine. Fear may arise, as the ego will experience this as annihilation. But behind the fear, you will feel the deepest peace you've ever known. The peace of finally returning home to yourself. You're not becoming someone new. You're simply stopping pretending to be someone you never were. The person you thought you were was a jumble of conditioned thoughts. What remains when these thoughts are seen as passing clouds in the sky of your consciousness? What remains is the sky itself, vast, silent, unchanging, and eternally free. And this freedom has practical and miraculous consequences for your daily life, beginning with the complete dissolution of suffering. The choice at that fork in the road, at that point of no return, boils down to a single act of conscious surrender. It's not a fight. It's not a battle against your demons. It's a liberation. It's the act of opening the door to the cage you built yourself. And that cage is your identity, this self you've so carefully assembled, piece by piece, with memories, traumas, and beliefs. Now, I'll hand you the key. It's not a complex secret. It's a simple truth. In your heart, or out loud if the call is strong, declare with the deepest sincerity you can muster, I release who I think I am. Take a deep breath and feel the weight of these words. You're not destroying anything real. You're just releasing a ghost. You're withdrawing your energy and belief from a set of thoughts and memories that you mistakenly mistook for your true essence. It's like waking up from a dream and realizing that the monster chasing you was just a shadow on the wall. As you make this declaration, pay close attention to what's happening inside you. Fear can and will arise. It's the ego, the character, fighting desperately to survive. It will scream that you're losing yourself, that you're annihilating yourself, that you're going crazy. Let the fear scream. Don't fight it, just observe. Because beneath that layer of panic, you'll feel something else, something you may not have felt in a long time, a profound relief, a lightness in your shoulders, as if 100-pound weight had been lifted from your shoulders. This sensation is your true nature, pure consciousness, breathing a sigh of relief at finally releasing a burden it has carried for countless lifetimes. It is your soul celebrating the return of your attention home, to the center of your being, away from the noisy peripheries of the mind. This isn't the end of anything. It's the true beginning. It's the permission you give yourself so that the transformations that were already happening beneath the surface can now fully emerge. It's like removing a dam and allowing the mighty river of life to flow through you unhindered. The changes that follow will reshape your life experience in ways that your old self, the frightened character, would have considered utterly impossible. You are opening the door to a reality where peace is not a goal, but the starting point. This declaration isn't a one-time act, it's a practice. Every time the old identity tries to reassert control with its worries, fears, and dramas, you gently remind it, I release who I think I am. Each time you do this, you weaken the ego's hold and strengthen your connection to your true self. You are reconditioning your consciousness to operate from freedom, not from fear programming. You're exchanging chains for freedom, one thought at a time, one choice at a time. By doing this, you are unlocking the mental prison from within. You are not trying to escape. You are realizing that the door was always open. The only thing that kept you inside was the belief that you were the prisoner. Now, you recognize that you are the consciousness itself observing the prisoner, the cell, and the world outside. You are the space where everything happens. And from this space of silent observation, you become immune to the drama of the mind, untouched by the chaos of the world. And what happens when you live from this space? What is the first practical result of letting go of the bonds of the false self? The first and most miraculous consequence is that suffering, as you know it, simply ceases to exist. Not because life becomes perfect, but because your relationship with life becomes perfect, and that changes absolutely everything. The first and most profound transformation that occurs when you stabilize in this new consciousness is the end of suffering. And pay close attention here. I didn't say the end of pain. I said the end of suffering. These are two completely different things. Pain is an inevitable physical or emotional sensation. The body feels pain. The heart feels the pain of loss. Pain is clean. It's momentary. It's just energy moving. Suffering, on the other hand, is the story your mind tells about the pain. It's the poison you add to the wound. Suffering is the "this shouldn't be happening to me." It's the "why is it always me?" It's the "life is unfair." It's the resistance, the complaining, the victim narrative that the mind creates and repeats tirelessly. But without identification with the character who's there to suffer, without a separate self that takes everything personally, pain happens, but it doesn't turn into suffering. It's just an experience that arises, is felt fully, and then dissolves, like a cloud passing through the sky of your consciousness. Emotions still arise, and even more vividly, but they no longer define you. Sadness may visit you, but it doesn't become your sadness. You feel it fully, honor its presence, and let it go when it's time. Anger may arise like a purifying fire, but it doesn't become your anger. It simply signals that a boundary has been crossed and then dissipates. Emotions pass through you, but they don't cling, because there's no longer a sticky self for them to attach themselves to. They don't tarnish your identity. And what about chronic anxiety? That constant background noise that something is wrong, that something needs to be managed, that a catastrophe is always lurking. It simply disappears. Why? Because anxiety was the character's fear of ceasing to exist or losing control. It was the ego in survival mode, desperately trying to manage a universe that is, by nature, uncontrollable. When you recognize that the character is not real, there is nothing left to threaten. There is no one else who needs to be in control. What remains is a profound stillness, a peace that doesn't depend on things being right on the outside. It's a peace that comes from within, from recognizing your immutable nature. It's the peace of being the unwavering observer behind everything. Problems still arise, challenges still need to be faced. But you approach them from a center of calm, not from a whirlwind of panic. You become the calm in the eye of the storm, perfectly functional, yet internally serene. Imagine carrying a backpack full of rocks your entire life, without even realizing it was there. You've become so accustomed to the weight that you thought it was normal. The end of suffering is like suddenly dropping that backpack to the ground. The lightness, the freedom, the energy that is released is indescribable. You don't become happy all the time. You become free. Free to experience the full range of life without being crushed by it. You become the very space where life dances. And when this inner space opens, when the noise of suffering ceases, something even more extraordinary begins to blossom. Love, once a conditional and fleeting emotion, begins to reveal itself as the very fabric of the universe, the fundamental state of your being. With the dissolution of the boundaries of the self, with the end of suffering, something extraordinary happens to love. It ceases to be an emotion you feel for someone or something, something that comes and goes depending on the circumstances. It becomes the fundamental state of your being, the very atmosphere you breathe. It's not a sentimental, or romantic love. It's a deep, visceral recognition of unity. It's the direct realization that everything and everyone are expressions of the same, one consciousness. You look at another person, be it a friend, a stranger, or even an enemy, and you no longer see another. You see through the character's mask and recognize the same light, the same presence that dwells within you, looking back through a different set of eyes. How could you not love what you recognize as yourself? Judgment becomes impossible. Criticism becomes an act of self-harm. What remains is radical acceptance and a profound respect for each person's journey. Compassion becomes automatic. It's not something you have to force. When you see someone acting out of anger, fear, or ignorance, you don't react with anger or judgment. You recognize the pain behind the action. You see the identification with a false self, the very prison from which you were freed. And instead of condemnation, what naturally arises is a desire to alleviate that suffering. You offer your presence, your silence, your peace, not because you're good, but because their pain is your pain. Kindness and patience flow from you, not because you're trying to be a spiritual person or accumulate good karma. They flow because they're the only natural response when you see unity in everything. It's like the right hand helping the left hand. It doesn't do it out of charity. It does it because they're both part of the same body. You stop trying to extract love and happiness from others and realize that you are the source. You become like the sun, which doesn't choose who to shine on. It simply shines, because that's its nature. This unconditional love begins to permeate all your interactions. You find yourself smiling at strangers, listening more attentively, forgiving more easily, not because you have to, but because the weight of resentment has become too heavy to bear. Freedom is more attractive than being right. Peace is more valuable than winning an argument. You begin to see the divinity hidden everywhere, in nature, in animals, in people's faces, in the chaos of the city. Everything becomes a reflection of the same beauty. This is not a passive love. It is a powerful and transformative force. It is the love that heals, that unites, that inspires. It gives you the courage to speak the truth with compassion, to set healthy boundaries without guilt, to act in the world from a place of integrity and strength. You don't love the world from a safe distance. You become love in action in the world. You become a channel for the most powerful force in the universe, allowing it to flow through you to touch everything around you. And when you become this embodiment of love, when the illusion of separation dissolves completely, humanity's last, deepest fear also loses its power over you. The fear of death, the root of all anxiety, simply vanishes like smoke in the wind. Humanity's deepest fear, the root of almost all anxiety, insecurity and control, is the fear of death. This fear belongs entirely to the character, to the ego. It stems from the belief that your existence is finite, that you are this body and this mind, and that one day all of this will end, turning into nothingness. The ego lives in a constant state of threat of annihilation, and all its behavior is a desperate attempt to protect itself, to perpetuate itself, to leave a mark to prove it existed. But when the quantum leap is complete, when you recognize your true nature as pure consciousness, you have a direct understanding, not just intellectual, that you are neither body nor mind. You are the eternal, formless consciousness in which body and mind appear and disappear, like dreams that come and go in the night. The dreamer is never threatened by the events of the dream. Likewise, you, consciousness, are never threatened by the events of life or the dissolution of the body. Death ceases to be a terrifying end and is seen for what it truly is, a transition. It is the dissolution of a temporary form, a return to the limitless, formless state. It is like a drop of water that, after a long journey, finally returns to the ocean. The drop ceases to exist as a separate entity, but it is not annihilated. It becomes the ocean itself. The death of the body is your final release from limitation, allowing the consciousness of who you are to expand back into its wholeness. Imagine being a wave in the ocean, living in constant panic at the thought of crashing against the shore and disappearing. Your whole life would be a struggle against the inevitable. Awakening is the moment the wave realizes it is not just a wave. It is the entire ocean expressing itself as a wave for a brief moment. The form of the wave may disappear, but the water, the essence, the ocean, is eternal and indestructible. You are the ocean. How could you fear the dissolution of a single wave? living without the fear of death doesn't mean being reckless or seeking danger. Quite the opposite. It means living with absolute freedom and courage that the ego could never know. You can fully engage in life, love deeply, take risks, create, and surrender, knowing that nothing real can be threatened. You stop living to protect yourself and start living to express yourself. Life ceases to be a problem to be solved, or a threat to be managed, and becomes an adventure to be lived. This understanding removes the desperate urgency from life. You're no longer racing against the clock to accomplish something before your time runs out. You relax into the flow of time, knowing that you are eternity itself. This brings a deep patience and unshakable trust in the process of life. You know that everything unfolds in perfect timing, and that you cannot miss your path. Every experience becomes valid. Every lesson becomes valuable. And with the end of the fear of death, life opens up in ways you never imagined possible. You become fearless, not in an aggressive way, but in a serene and powerful way. You become a presence of peace for those still trapped in fear, and your life, freed from the shadow of death, becomes a constant celebration of the now, a joyful dance with the flow of the universe. And it is precisely in this flow that the magic of life truly begins to happen. Remember those little synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that brought you here? The right video at the right time, the conversation that opened your eyes, the book that fell off the shelf. They were the first whispers of the universe, the first notes of a symphony. Now, imagine living in this state permanently. Imagine your entire life becoming an uninterrupted cascade of perfectly orchestrated synchronicities. This is not a fantasy. It is the natural result of living without the resistance of the ego. When you operate from unified consciousness, free from fear and the need for control, you enter what athletes call the zone and mystics call the flow. Life stops being a struggle against circumstances, a constant battle against a seemingly hostile reality. It becomes an effortless dance with the universe. You are no longer swimming against the current. You become the current itself, moving with a grace and power that comes not from you, but through you. The right people appear in your life at the exact moment you need them, bringing the message, the help, or the connection you crave. Opportunities arise from completely unexpected sources, as if tailor-made for you. Solutions to problems present themselves with an ease and elegance your logical mind could never conceive. You think of a question, and the answer appears on a billboard, in the lyrics of a song, or in a conversation you overhear. It's not that you're controlling reality with your mind. It's something much more subtle and beautiful. You are so perfectly aligned with the intelligent flow of reality that it moves through you and with you. Your personal will and the will of the universe become one. There is no more conflict. You want what life wants for you, and life wants for you what is in your highest good. It is a partnership, a harmonious collaboration between the individual and the cosmos. In this state of flow, you act, but there is no sense of a separate self acting. Actions happen through you with a perfection and timing that astonish you. You say the right thing without thinking, make the right decision without analyzing, move in the right direction without a map. It is the universe using you as its instrument, its expression in the world. There is only the unfolding of life, and you are both the silent witness and the dance itself. This life in the flow is marked by a profound sense of trust and surrender. You stop worrying about the future because you know, at a cellular level, that the universe has your back. You know that everything you need will be provided at the right time and in the right way. The need to plan every detail and prepare for every possible scenario simply dissolves. You learn to trust in the intelligence of life. which is infinitely greater than the intelligence of your mind. And living like this is true magic. It's walking through the world with the certainty that you are exactly where you're supposed to be, doing exactly what you're supposed to do. It's seeing the hand of the divine in every little detail of your life. And it's from this state of alignment and flow that you cease to be merely an observer of reality and awaken to your true power as a master of creation. In this state of flow, you transcend the victim mentality forever. You are no longer a drifting boat, tossed back and forth by the waves of circumstance. You become the captain of your ship, with the wind of the universe blowing in your favor. You awaken to your true nature as a conscious co-creator of your reality. You don't create from nothing, but dance with universal energy to shape and influence your life experience. The inner magician, which had been dormant, finally awakens. The acceleration of manifestation you began to notice before, which seemed dangerous and unstable, now becomes your primary and most powerful tool. It's like receiving a power tool after years of using hand tools. With your mind free from the noise of ego and your heart opened by unconditional love, your intention is no longer a vague and weak desire. It becomes a laser of creative power, focused, clear, and powerful. You learn to direct your energy with the precision of a master craftsman. The big difference is that you no longer manifest from lack or ego desire. You're no longer trying to fill an inner void with external things like money, fame, or relationships. You are already whole. You are already complete. Now, you create from a place of fulfillment, service, and alignment with the greater good. Your desires are no longer what can I achieve, but rather how can I serve? What does life want to create through me? You plant seeds of intention in the quantum field with a spirit of play and curiosity. You define a clear vision of what you wish to create. Feel the thrill of having already achieved it, and then release it completely, without attachment to the outcome. You watch, with wonder and detachment, as the universe takes your tiny seed and orchestrates it into physical manifestations, often in ways far more grand and creative than your limited mind could have imagined. You become a partner with the cosmos in the act of creation. You understand that your job isn't to force results, nor to control every step of the process. Your job is to keep your vibrational frequency high and clear. It's to tend your inner garden, ensuring it's free of weeds of fear and doubt. It's to be a clear channel for the creative energy of the universe to flow. You do your part, which is internal alignment, and trust that the universe will do its part, which is external orchestration. This frees you from the pressure of success and the fear of failure. If something manifests, you celebrate. If something doesn't, you understand that the universe has a better plan, or that the timing isn't yet right. You live in a state of radical trust. You become a master of allowing, receiving, recognizing opportunities when they arise, and acting inspiredly, not forcedly. Your life becomes a work of art, painted in collaboration with the divine. And when you live as this awakened wizard, as this conscious co-creator, the impact of your life goes far beyond your own happiness and well-being. Your personal transformation becomes a seed for a planetary transformation. You're not just changing your world. You're becoming a force that helps change the world for everyone. The quantum shift you've initiated, this journey from fear to love, from separation to unity, isn't just for you. It's not a selfish project of self-improvement. Each individual consciousness that awakens and raises its frequency is like turning on a light in a dark room. At first, it illuminates only a small corner, but as more and more lights are turned on, the darkness simply disappears. You become an anchor point for a new frequency on Earth. You become a beacon. In a world of chaos, fear, and confusion, your inner peace radiates silently. People may not know why, but they feel calmer in your presence. Your stability becomes a safe haven for those tossed by life's storms. Your compassion, which flows naturally, helps heal the emotional wounds of those around you, often without a single word being spoken. You heal by example, by your own vibration. Your mere presence, operating from unified consciousness, helps dissolve the collective patterns of fear and separation that have kept humanity trapped for eons. Each time you choose love over fear, compassion over judgment, unity over separation, you send a shockwave through the collective consciousness field, making it easier for others to make the same choice. You are literally rewriting the software of human reality. You don't need to preach, convert, or convince anyone. These are the ego's tactics. The soul teaches in silence. You are the message. Your life becomes the sermon. You become living, irrefutable proof that another way of being is possible. A way free from suffering, anxiety, and fear. People look at you and see not perfection, but authenticity, peace, and freedom. And this plants a seed of possibility in their own minds. You are the change you've longed to see in the world, manifested in flesh and blood. For a long time, you may have felt powerless in the face of the world's problems, wondering what I, one person, can do. Now you understand. The most powerful thing you can do to heal the world is to heal yourself. The most effective thing you can do to bring peace to the world is to find peace within yourself. Revolution isn't external, it's internal. By becoming a channel for light and love, you join a global network of other awakened souls doing the same work. Together, you form a grid of light around the planet, sustaining a new consciousness and helping to birth a new Earth. An Earth based not on competition and scarcity, but on collaboration and abundance. An Earth where power comes not from control, but from love. And this is not a distant hope. It's happening now. You are a fundamental part of this great planetary awakening. Your personal journey is a crucial piece of the cosmic puzzle. And as you reach this point of understanding and realization, you need to know one last thing. This is not the arrival point. It is, in fact, where the true journey finally begins. If you've made it this far, the quantum leap is no longer a theory. It's your lived reality. You've stepped courageously through the window of opportunity, letting go of your old self to embrace the vastness of your true being. But understand clearly, there's no diploma of enlightenment at the end. This isn't the end of the line. This is the true beginning. It's the first day of the rest of your life, now with your eyes wide open. Your journey changes in nature. It's no longer about trying to get there or searching for something missing. Now, the mission is to explore the depths of consciousness you've discovered. It's about deepening this realization moment by moment, anchoring this immense light in your actions and relationships. Life, in its entirety, becomes your spiritual practice. Every interaction is a chance to express love, and every challenge, a chance to deepen your confidence. The universe didn't guide you this far to abandon you. It crowned you as the creator you always were and now invites you to play. With a blank canvas and a brush in hand, what will you create? What beauty will you bring to the world? The script is over. From now on, you are free to paint the masterpiece that is your life, unfettered by the past and with the power of the present. There will be days when old programming tries to creep back in. The ego is persistent, and fear can resurface. Don't despair. This is normal. Just observe this part of yourself with compassion. Smile, and return your attention to truth, to presence. The path is not a straight line, but an upward spiral. You may revisit old themes, but always from a higher, wiser, and stronger level of consciousness. Always remember the feeling of this recognition. Anchor it in your heart, for it is your compass. You are no longer searching for home. You have realized that you are home. The search is over. The adventure of living consciously, as the creator of your reality, has only just begun. Take a deep breath, feel the peace that is your essence, and see the world with new eyes. You have made it? Welcome home. You did it. You remembered who you are. The search is over, and the real adventure, that of living consciously, has just begun. If you felt this shift happen within you, if you've made it through this journey, anchor this new frequency right now. Leave a comment with the phrase, "My quantum shift begins now." Use this as a declaration, a ground zero for your new reality. For those who feel called to support this channel more directly and help me spread more content like this, there's a link to contribute in the first pinned comment. Any help you can give is immensely important to me and the growth of this work. But know that just by making it to the end, you're already helping in a powerful way. If this message resonated with you, share this video with someone who's also ready to awaken. And before you go, don't leave yet. The journey is not over. I've created a special video to help you take the next step, deepening and integrating everything we've activated here. Click on the video that's currently appearing on the screen. We'll meet there.